All right, a very good morning to you. You're welcome to the program this morning on ITV on Independent Television. Today is the 7th day of January 2026. So you can see that time will never wait for you. The month is 7 days old, and of course the year is 7 days old. It's only like yesterday that we said Happy New Year, and here we are now. The time keeps on running, and it will never wait for you. So all you need to do is to always do what time does. The only thing that time does is to keep on moving. So you could keep on moving with time, and definitely you see some progress right there. My name is Evans Unokoye. I'm not alone on this program. I've got my co-anchors, my colleagues right here in Benin, and also in Abuja, and even in Lagos. It's a network program, and of course you're welcome on board. All right, so our discussion segment this morning in Benin is going to be hinged on 3 issues. First and foremost, we're going to be looking at the continuous voter registration exercise, voters registration exercise that has been going on, and the need for people to key into the issue. We're talking about the need for people to get themselves registered, and also to update yourself in case if you have left one locality and you need to go to another, you need to update yourself so that you can also update your ability to vote. We're not going to be having the presidential election this year. It's 2026, but all that will snowball into the presidential election next year actually starts this year. Talking about the party election, the primaries and all that, the political parties are going to be having their primaries, and their candidates are also going to be mentioned and named this year, 2026. So you can see that this year is almost as important as next year. So for the political parties and their candidates, they'll be doing themselves, making sure that they get ready. So for you as the electorate, you and I, that, we've got a job to do to choose who becomes the next president, who becomes the next senator, members of the National Assembly and all that. We've got some jobs to do. So that's the reason why that we must key into the ongoing continuous voters registration exercise that is being done by INEC. So we're going to be looking at that this morning from Benin. And also, we also see the constitutional amendment that is going on. We understand that is going on, but there seems to be a little issue now. I mean, the delay that seems to be involved for the National Assembly to transmit it to the state, houses of assembly, so that they can have their input. So we're going to be talking along that this morning from Benin. Then also we'll just cap it up with what seems to be very important now, because our children are going to be writing examinations this year. You talk about the major, you talk about the NECO examination, and of course you talk about the joint admissions examination. Now the federal government, is really trying to cut down on examination malpractice in the country. We understand that there are new modalities. It started about 2 years ago now, whereby the federal government came up with the idea of trying to serialize questions, in examination halls. A situation whereby candidates cannot, even if you are sitting for the same subject, but you cannot be answering the same, you may be answering the same questions, but the answers will not come up the way they have been. So that's one method that the federal government with examination bodies have put in place to ensure that they curb examination malpractice in the country. So we're going to be looking at the practicability of that on our program this morning as we get on this show. So we'll take a little pause now so that all the segments will come your way. Inwagata Nusaka is there. And of course, we have my co-anchor in Lagos. Patricia is right there in Lagos, and Tolokbe Tmi is in Abuja. Patricia, a very good morning to you.
Good morning, Evans. It's good to see you this morning. How are you doing, and how is Benin?
I'm fine. Benin is fine. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year, Evans. Happy New Year.
All right, so I was just talking about 3 things that we're going to be doing in Benin. So what are you looking at in Abuja?
Okay, it's Lagos. I'm here in Lagos, Evans. Okay, so we'll be looking at Wike and his cross-carpeting from one party to other. Yet he's still in any party per se, but he's neither here nor there. So we're going to be taking a look at the implications of these in the party, the PDP and the APC, because it's in between the two parties, and I don't know if I can say he's causing trouble in both parties. So we're going to be taking a look at it to know what implications this will cause for the two parties.
Just as we're also going to be looking at in Benin here, the election preparation for next year's election actually starts this year. The continuous voters registration exercise that is going on, and the need for voters to actually key into the exercise so that they can actually take part in next year's election. All right, so let's go to Abuja now. We'll have Tolokbe. Tolu, a very good morning to you.
Morning to you. So good to be with you this morning. Morning to Patricia and also to you, Evans, right there. From the Abuja Network Studio, we're not forgetting the fact that the local government elections will be in February this year, and preparation is in top gear with a lot of candidates moving from one place to the other in a bit to campaign and so that they can be able to qualify votes to their side. We'll surely be taking a look at that, and also the spate of defections that has been happening right there as we're looking forward to 2027 election. What deeds we have on the masses, do they have a role in the scheme of things to determine who is going to be their leader, who will be their leaders? These are some of the things we'll be looking at from the Abuja Network Studio as we are looking towards 2027 election right there across the nooks and crannies of this country. But most importantly, the local government election in the Federal Capital Territory slated for February, and preparation is in top gear. These are some of the things we'll be looking at from the Abuja Network Studio this morning, Evan.
Okay. All right, so we'll take a short pause now so that we'll join the corporate trainer, that's Nosahai, and after which other segments of the program will come your way. Please stay tuned.
Inuagata Nosahai is still my amiable name, and I'm so excited to welcome you to the very first Wednesday of 2026, 7th day of January, the beautiful year 2026. And the topic of my conversation with you on this business and leadership motivation segment today is driving productivity with emotional intelligence. Driving productivity with emotional intelligence. Now, one reason we have seen many businesses fail, businesses with talented people, talented team members, one reason that we have seen them fail is because the leaders of such businesses or organizations, they ignore emotions. We have also seen many businesses and organizations with the best of strategies. They fail because the leaders don't take the issue of emotional stability seriously. The leaders ignore emotion. So if you want to build a thriving business or a thriving organization as a leader, you must never ignore emotions, not even in an era of high-tech ICT or AI. Now, AI is able to process emotion, but AI cannot feel. AI is able to process information, but AI cannot feel. AI is able to process information, but AI does not care. AI does not show care. AI is able to process information, but AI cannot emotionally connect. It is humans that feel. It is human that cares. It is humans that emotionally connect. This is very important. So emotion is what drives decision. Emotion is what drives teamwork. Emotion is what drives leadership. And at the end of the day, all this affects productivity. And that is why this morning it's very important we look at this topic, driving productivity with emotional intelligence. As a leader, you have the responsibility to ensure workplace emotional stability. It is a responsibility you must take seriously as a leader to ensure workplace emotional stability towards achieving business and organizational productivity. So, what is emotional intelligence? What is emotional intelligence? Now, emotional intelligence is your ability as a leader, as a boss, to ensure workplace emotional stability with the knowledge of how to manage your emotions and also the knowledge of how to manage the emotions of your people. I'll take that again. Probably you want to write it down. Emotional intelligence for you as a leader, for you as a boss, for you as a CEO, is your ability to ensure workplace emotional stability with the knowledge of how to manage your emotions and also with the knowledge of how to manage the emotion of your people. So you are able to manage your emotion, you are able to manage the emotion of those working with you towards ensuring that there is workplace emotional stability in order to ensure productivity, especially in this new year, 2026. Now, why is emotional intelligence so important? Let's highlight a few. Emotional intelligence helps you as a leader or as a boss to better manage pressure. Very important. If you can manage emotions, you can manage pressure. So one of the beautiful importance of emotional intelligence is that it helps you to manage pressure. You know, we live in a work environment of pressure every day. You need to achieve targets, you need to satisfy customers, you need to ensure that systems are running, you need to ensure that production is going on. And all this pressure, when not properly managed, you know, can really result to a negative situation. But the way to ensure that you properly manage pressure is to manage emotion. Another beautiful importance of emotional intelligence is that emotional intelligence helps various departments of business or an organization to communicate better. Fluid communication is always achieved when emotions are well managed, when emotions are under control. You know, in any work environment, in any organization, especially cross, you know, interdepartmental teams, communication, fluid collaboration, fluid communication is very important. And it is your ability to manage emotions, it is your ability to keep emotions under control that help you to ensure that fluid communication, you know, amongst departments or between departments in that work organization, in that workplace or in that system. Emotional intelligence ensures constructive conflict management. Very, very important. Now, poorly managed conflicts in any system or in any organization is very detrimental to the growth and advancement of that business. You don't want to see a business or organization that will be swallowed up by conflict. So you need to bring emotional intelligence into the conversation. Emotional intelligence ensures that conflicts are properly managed. Another benefit of emotional intelligence is that emotional intelligence helps build positive organizational culture. Culture is everything. Now, a poor culture can destroy a business with the best of structures. You may have amazing structures, you may have, you know, amazing team members, you may have, you know, amazing infrastructure in place. You know, if there is poor culture, you will not be able to maximize the best of the potential that you have, whether it is human resource potential, whether it is material resource, financial resource potential. So it is very important that we ensure, positive culture. And one thing that helps us to ensure that positive culture is emotional intelligence. Now, let's recall, what is emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence for you as a boss, emotional intelligence for you as a CEO, is your ability, to ensure workplace emotional stability with the knowledge of how to manage your emotions and the knowledge of how to manage your emotions of your team members, of the people working with you. You may have amazing resources, you may have amazing infrastructure, you may have, lots of, resources at your disposal. If emotion is not stabilized in that work environment, you may end up not achieving the desired productivity or achieving your set goals and objectives. This is very, very important. Now, we have 5 pillars of emotional intelligence, or 5 components of emotional intelligence. The first one is self-awareness, very important. The second one is self-regulation, which we also call self-management. The third one is motivation. The fourth one is empathy. And then the last one is, social skills. I want to repeat that for you. Probably you are writing. 5 components or pillars of emotional intelligence. The first one is self-awareness. The second one is self-regulation, which we also call self-management. The third one is motivation. The fourth one is empathy. And the fifth one is social skills. Now, this is what we are going to do when I return next week and further into the year. We are going to be looking at each component or pillar of emotional intelligence from a workplace case scenario perspective, so that you can understand the practicality of how you can actually engage emotional intelligence to drive high-level productivity in the workplace. So you are going to stay with me this year. This is the first Wednesday of the year, the 7th day of January 2026. You are going to stay with me on this segment as we look at this topic, driving the workplace productivity with emotional intelligence. So just stick with me, stay with me, get your notepad ready, get your writing materials ready as I come every Wednesday to look at this from a workplace case scenario perspective, towards ensuring that you see it from a practical angle on how you can actually drive productivity with emotional intelligence. My name is still Inuagata Nosaka. My email is right there on the screen. And I will return next week Wednesday. I'll be continuing from this point. Do have a wonderful day. God bless you.
Hello, thank you for joining us this morning on TMI here from our Lagos Network studio.
For one small mechanic workshop for Benin, Ogata ye done the hustle for long.
Every year, the people of Okoromi, a village near Benin City, the headquarters of Edo State, roll out their drums to celebrate Ugioswenware no Tete. The festival is known for peace and progress and was established by Oba Eware I during his reign as Oba of Benin. The festival is also to remind the people of the end of the year and offering of sacrifice to the god of peace and harvest in the land. Okoromi is a peaceful community and the people are loving, caring and associated with progress over the years. Ugioswenware no Tete celebration goes with masquerade to identify the festival with the ancestors. The masquerades will dance to confirm the acceptance of the gods. Okoromi is a peaceful community and the people are loving, caring and associated with progress.